Okay everyone, and welcome to my character gameplay analysis video in my sets against Ring PL. A really high ranked and really fantastic Legacy Ivy player, a really solid guy, and overall a really good player. I did a pretty damn long set with him. It was about 50 games. He ended up winning it, I think. Not that we were really keeping score. It was more for both of us learning the matchup. I was teaching him stuff about Talon, him about Ivy, to me. It was really educational. I learned a lot of stuff, and I figured I'll share some of the matches with you. I've got, I think, 7 games. I had recorded this whole thing. What this is a video of all the games that I recorded, and I did analysis over them, and then didn't realise that I forgot to unmute my mic. So here we are again with the video that is meant to have my analysis over it, but doesn't because there's no mic recording. So I'm going to be reanalyzing the games. Possibly will be a little bit better. And now that I've got them recorded, I'll be able to go back over stuff, which is nice. So we start off. This wasn't the first game. I picked out sort of 7 games at random. I tried to keep them even between me winning and him winning. Like I say, I want to stress that this isn't a test of skill between either of us, really. It's more both of us learning the matchup. And you'll see me a lot, going into the sort of analysis, you'll see me a lot use Reversal Edge in this matchup quite a bit. Now, Reversal Edge for Talim in this matchup is easily the best thing that she's got going for her in this specific matchup against Ivy. It blocks so many of her mix-ups, and it also stops things like Summon Suffering from dealing damage to you, or even hitting you. And it's really indispensable. Now, Ring is the kind of player that will just run up and Summon Suffering you, so you have to be on guard. You have to know that at any time, be it he just 2-aid, or he'll buffer it into everything. But you see, I try to keep Ivy cornered. I'm sort of moving to get another wall hit, hopefully. Trying to corner her is probably one of the best ways of dealing with her, because she can't just... She's got a pretty decent backstep, especially when compared to characters like Talim. So she can just kind of run away from a lot of stuff. But there you see again the Reversal Edge coming in. He does get the punish, but he doesn't get the follow-up after. And I go for the random critical edge, and unfortunately we are playing online. I thought I had a read, I didn't. He blocked it, and he probably should have taken that round. Maybe not taken it, but he should have GI'd it. But again, online, you can never tell what's going to happen with the connection. The connection was pretty decent. So there he gets a conversion off of a random hit that I did watch up again, and this happens a lot throughout our sets. He'll always get the conversion off of random air hits. And then... I don't know, he's just a really solid player, strong punishes. He doesn't know the Talon matchup particularly well, but you can tell that there's some kind of understanding of how to play against her. You know, at the moment I'm going for a guard damage. I see that his meter's on yellow, and I'm using the 6XA+B. It does a lot of guard damage, and there you go, it pops. And then you get the follow-up Wind Cannon into Windsalt B. Now, Ivy with meter is obviously a terrifying beast, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's kind of hard to deal with, but you just need to not do that. You need to play in a way that makes it look like you want to try bait it out, and sometimes you won't, and most of the time you won't, but when you do, it's really satisfying. It looks sick. But just be aware that there are some things that she can... the wake up just for him, Summon Suffering. There are some things that she can absolutely punish with Critical Edge, right? If you're going in, you know, with like a Wind Fury A, you might want to cancel that because she can do it on reaction. But you can cancel it back into Wind Fury, and then her Wind Fury stance will parry a lot of the hits, or all of the hits, in fact. So yeah, he goes for a lot of wake-up stuff. I feel like that was a whiffed Summon Suffering, now that I think about it. I did wonder why he did it when he did it. But perhaps, it was just a whiffed Summon Suffering. I go for the back turn throw. That's a 4 break. That's a back break, and then the second part is sort of a mix-up. Depends what I do, much like Sophitia's. I'm waking her up with 6/6A plus B. I want to try and get as much guard damage as possible, even though it's towards the end of the game. I'm just throwing critical edges at him. He's so low. I want this game, and fortunately he does a jumping kick, maybe predicting a low. And I finish it off with my 2-2A. So we'll jump into the next game. I do have them timestamped, so 6A. There we go. I can't remember. I don't have who wins written down, and I can't actually remember. So, but here we go. That there, what just happened? When Talim's got you backed up to a wall, and she goes for her AAB string. If you're not going to GI it, I would always suggest just taking the Wind Charmer mix-up. Because she could go into Wind Charmer, or if she goes into Wind Fury or Wind Salt, just take the mix-up. You do not want to risk ducking here, because look at the follow-up she gets from it. That's a lot of damage for just you ducking. We both go. So, Talim's Reversal Edge, like I said, really incredibly useful in this matchup. Post GI is fantastic because Ivy has a really slow A plus B, which means that you can kind of almost optionally select what she's going to do. If she goes for the A plus B, you can step it on reaction. Or Wind Charmer step it, I should say. Command step. Now, the problem with that mix-up is, again, Reversal Edge does deal with that ground throw slash the lethal hit 2B plus K mix-up, but it doesn't on wake up, specifically if she does it like on the frames that you're waking up or if you Kemi. So it could be really dangerous to just throw it, to just stand up against Ivy and press Reversal Edge. And he does start punishing me later on into the sets for doing so. Again, I get the back throw. He did break it a few times during our sets. I'm not sure. I don't think many of the videos will show that. And like I said, this is just to select, well, a random sample of some of the games that we played. Now I go for the. I'm expecting him to Serpent's Embrace K me again. Unfortunately, because if she does Serpent's Embrace K into Serpent's Embrace K, 2A does interrupt it and steals the turn, but. He reads that and, like a god, punishes me with a critical edge. Can't really complain. I got outskilled there. That was pretty impressive.
You missed your chance for mercy.
So again, I'm kind of just trying to bait out anything. I'm just trying to not bait out. Sorry, I'm just trying to apply as much pressure as I can while sort of positioning her with her back to the wall. Unfortunately, her throw does swap the sides, and there we see another one of the famous Just Frame Summon Sufferings. There are a few of them. I get lethal hit, but unfortunately I don't think he was expecting that and doesn't get the follow-up. And so I managed to steal out the round with the 1k. It's a really good move for stealing rounds and just using it up close. Though I don't use it too much against Ivy, because if you're up close and you're doing 1k, you might get punished for it. Maybe not punished, but she might just throw out a move first or hit you with a Summon Suffering and start all her shenanigans. I think I wake him up with the 6/6A plus B, and he does try to throw in a super in between the 6/6A plus B and the Wind Salt A plus B. And that Wind Salt A plus B will beat everything. Will be absolutely everything apart from a GI. And possibly stuff like Geralt's Auto GI and maybe Xianghua's. I think Xianghua's is quicker, but aside from those fringe cases, for the most part, it's uninterruptible and it will hit if they try and interrupt it. So again, he's hitting me with the setups, and I remember this game. So I want to talk about whiffing against Ivy, because I think at this point, I'm not sure what happened there, but I think at this point I was getting frustrated because I'd lost a couple before. or possibly I'd lost a game before. And in this game, I just throw stuff, and he keeps punishing, and I keep throwing stuff into the brick wall that is Ivy, and it's really not a good way to play the matchup, and it's kind of rough to watch back, actually. And like I say, I just like, I'm just pressing buttons at a distance that I really shouldn't be. I am trying to get in with the reversal edge, trying to mix him up, but obviously you can stay down against a lot of her back turn setups. He needs to learn to punish that. Back turn B, Thanos back turn B is -20. You can punish it with so much stuff. Unfortunately, he doesn't. And that where Winsult A plus B is also -16 on block, so you get a punish against that as well. His punishment for the most part wasn't too great. Obviously, without him knowing the matchup, he doesn't know what frames all my stuff is. So don't by any means take this as him being bad. Oh, he didn't punish that. He told me before he didn't know the matchup. We were playing these games specifically so that he could learn this matchup and I could learn the Ivy matchup. As both of us didn't know too much about it prior to this. But towards the end of the sets, he does start punishing stuff that should be punished. This is still a fairly early game in our long set that we did, and he is ducking a lot of the stuff, like you saw, for example, there. 4BA is duckable. Mix it up with 4BB if they're ducking it a lot, or you can cancel it and go for a back turn B or whatever you fancy. So okay.
Warriors.
So I think I use a frame trap a few times, the jump B frame trap, and I'm really surprised he didn't ring me out there. I think he thought that would ring out. He did have a follow-up that would have rung me out, but he opted not to use it. So he's just throwing out 668s, he's trying to keep me away, he's doing a good job of it. Using the 214B, like, ridiculous evasive properties it has to make my 668 whiff there. And again, I'm whiffing a lot of stuff, and you know, I'm going to get punished for it, it's only to be expected. Now, reversal edge against Serpent's Embrace is pretty great. Perhaps not so much on Wake Up, but after a 236, the move that puts her into Serpent's Embrace, 214B. Reversal edge is a nice option, although you can just straight up punish it with a critical edge. Anything else, I'm not so sure on. And at the moment, I've got her stuck in the corner, and I hit it with the 50-50 on Wake Up, and you know, Superman punch her out of the ring. Now, like I say, this guy's summon sufferings are pretty insane, so I'm using a lot of 66B here. My reasoning behind this was, since it's a jumping move, it does stop the throws, except then I realise how linear it is when he starts stepping it and I stop. But it's good for catching, you know, if he's sat, if he's at the right distance, it's not a bad option. And I do soul charge there, and that's possibly not the greatest thing I've ever done. You don't want to create more space for Ivy, but I decided to do it nonetheless. Now I thought this would get scaled down a bit. Normally when I get hit in the air by Ivy Super, I feel like it gets scaled down, but that obviously did max damage, and he tried to do a delayed Summon Suffering and Wake Up, but Reversal Edge will beat that. And it will also beat the Calamity Symphony as well. So I take that game.
When souls battle one, fight.
He does, this is a bit later on into the set, I feel, and he does sort of learn to GI that follow-up, and he's, at this point, he's kind of downloading me, as you can see. A lot of my just wake-ups, press reversal edge spam has started to infuriate him, so he's thought of some answers for it. Again, I get hit by the hit by the lethal hit and take about 55% of my life bar. And yeah, he gets the double perfect on me. I'm not proud of it, but he deserved it. He made some really good reads. And so I noticed he was GIing after 66A plus B a lot, so I did mix it up with the Windsalt B to punish the whiff GI. 6 PP on counter hit. He wasn't teching at all, so obviously I'm not going for any tech traps because this player is he likes to stay down, he likes to stay on the ground and take his time. So I can't go for any super aggressive tech traps. Again, he doesn't learn till much later on that Windsalt A plus B is minus 16. And I go for a random super and it does hit, and I'm not sure why. I can't imagine why that would have hit, but he must have pushed a button or something. So I'll take it. I'm just running up and reversal edging at this point. I know there's not a lot he can really do as an answer, unless I get caught out. I've started to clock on to his plot to sort of negate my reversal edge with his A plus Bs, but I'm not going to let him have it. I start mixing it up from this point on. And there I cancel the second part of the B, and then just do a standard side step into block, expecting the super, and I guess right. So I'll take it, and then I get the nice wall combo here. You'll see me position a lot to the left side of the wall, so the wall's on my left. This is obviously because Talim's 2-2A, or whatever it may be, is specifically targeted so that on this side of the wall that I was on, it's just swapped, but it won't wall hit unless you're on the right side of the wall, or the left, depending on which way you're looking at it. It'll only hit the wall from one side. So you'll see me position towards that side quite often.
Enjoy your treat. Give it up already.
And he tries to wake me up with A plus B again, but I'm having none of it. Soul charge get off me, and then I get hit by the low anyway. And there, I think I go for a 6-6A, but I get the misinput into 6A, and he manages to duck the follow-up and finish me off. Next game.
Battle 1. Fight.
So I'm playing aggressive here, possibly more aggressive than I should be, but I've noticed that once I'm in, there's not too much Ivy could do outside of the scary command grabs and some good up close pokes that she's got. Full crouch run B does 3B does a lot of work for him in this set. I didn't get the punish on the whiff GI. Again, that A plus B rather useless against Talim's reversal edge unless she's waking up with it, as it is slow enough that you could just react with a sidestep even online. And the one time he does wake up, immediately I do hit him with the back turned B plus K plus B. If I'd have gone for a super there, because he teched, it would have hit. Talim critical edge is guaranteed on techs. I'm fairly sure in all directions after the wind charmer throw into back 10k. Don't know why I went for 6A plus B there, but didn't punish anything, but it hit nonetheless, so we'll take it. And again, I run up, and I probably shouldn't have just randomly reversal edged, but you know, I'm so used to it. The button's ingrained in me now. I'm pushing it all the time, so I'm so used to pushing it. I'm kind of spamming at this point, but he doesn't really have a good answer for it, so I thought, why not? Why not keep using it? And the next one is the last one I've got recorded. This was the last game we played together for the night. And it was bit more hype than some of the more previous ones where it's been a complete stomp. I keep cancelling the reversal edge early. I think I said this in the video where my mic was muted, that I tend to cancel it early a lot, like I did again there. It's never a bad option to just hold it down. A lot of players I've noticed get into the habit, me included, of just pushing it and then pushing a direction to immediately cancel. Like it's some kind of free transition into the stances. Well, you have a free transition into the stances, you just do the stance raw. I mean, yeah, you get the choice and the auto parry and the meter for it, but it's not worth it some of the time because you can get punished pretty heavily for it. And so that was absolutely disgusting. Just want to go over that again. He sidesteps me into the Just Frame Calamity Symphony, and then keep watching. Tries to do it again, although that was a Calamity Symphony this time. Obviously, like I said, this was more towards the this was the last game we played, so he's got that finger ready. He goes for it again, the Just Frame. He's kind of terrifying when you're just seeing Ivy flash. At this point on my stream, I'm shouting, "Stop flashing! Stop flashing!" Because he's doing so many Just Frames. And there, I like to do this a lot actually. I'll soul charge against Ivy, and then run up and I'll reversal edge and try and find an angle to land Wind Charmer A counter hit into the full combo. Whether there be a wall there or not depends what I go into. Yeah, even by the end of it, he's not punishing that. He is punishing that though. And he had an answer to the wake up reversal edge, and that answer was just straight up unblockable. Right, Twitch stuck the throw, but no big punish for it. Get that interrupted. And yeah, I'm caught pushing buttons. Ivy super. Again, one of the strongest supers in the game. And he just wakes me up with a throw. At this point, like I said, it's getting late and we're both tired a little bit, but you can actually GI that string. Not the last hit obviously, but you can GI some of the initial hits, like in the middle of it. I decided I don't want to deal with that mix up and I just soul charge. Playing super aggro at this point. I'm just going in, force him into the 50-50, although he could have GI'd to cover both, but I'm guessing he doesn't know that. I'm trying to deal damage here, so I'm going to go for a lot of guard damage. So 6-6 A plus B into A plus B, Wind Charmer A plus B. Wind Salt. At this point, it's looking kind of grim. She's still got 2 bars of meter, I've got none, but the run up and guard, not a bad option against Ivy. If she critical edges, you do get a punish as it is -20. At this point, one super will kill me, and I go for the running K on low life, and unfortunately he sidesteps it, tries to punish with critical edge, isn't able to just in time, and I get the 3B. It's the punish. And that was more unsafe, but possibly he was too far out of range to punish it properly, and this little bit of choreography finishes things off.
I'm okay. I can still fight.
But anyway guys, those are all the matches I've got recorded. If you'd like to see more or different matchups, I don't mind making more videos like this. If you guys enjoyed it, just let me know. I could get footage with, I don't know, like if you guys have a preference to character, I can find people that are like, you know, known on that character or known to be good on that character, and I could do some sets with them and do this kind of video. If you've got any criticisms or constructive or not, I don't really mind. Leave them in the comments below or DM me on Discord and just sort of say like, you know, you did this right, you did this wrong. These are the kind of videos I want to be making, but I don't want them to be too rambly, but I don't want them to be too boring. So either way, if you've got any feedback, please let me know. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you know, leave a like, thumbs up, and all that jazz. I do stream sometimes as well, which will all be left in the description below. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.